Good morning, everyone. Welcome.
Good morning.
Morning. Lovely to see your lovely faces. Nice to have you here today. Okay, I guess let's start this. Okay. So from my side, first of all, a big thank you for being with us today. I personally felt like it was yesterday when we had the first online session for you as a back then new In Innovation Cohort. And I remember the thrill I felt because you are about to be the first cohort that I can support as program lead from start to finish. And now we reached the end of your Women Innovation program, which is why we are here today to celebrate you all, your journeys, the milestones achieved, and the new, of course, journeys awaiting you. I can see that we have some innovation growth specialists, monitoring officers, senior business mentors here today, or some of them will join a bit later. And just a big thank you to all of you as well for joining us and for your valuable support offered to the awardees in the last year or so. It made a big difference. I guess as a general remark, we want you all to feel comfortable today. This is an informal gathering, so please feel free to engage with one another, share as much as you wish to share. Please keep yourselves muted to avoid any background noise if you don't speak. Also, if you feel like, please keep your cameras on to be able to see one another, but of course that's not mandatory. And also feel free to use the chat function to share anything you may want, and you will see we will have a part where we have a Q&A, so feel free at that part to unmute yourselves and just ask the question verbally, or of course to use the chat function as you see fit. Now I guess over to my lovely colleague Alex for the next part of the day. Alex, over to you.
Thanks, Veronica. Just to introduce myself, I'm Alex Taylor, Programme Lead at Innovate UK. Unfortunately, I came near the end of your cohort, so I've not had many opportunities to meet you, but the ones that I have has been great. The few that attended Manchester, for example, great to meet you all. Really looking forward to see you grow after your Innovate UK journey, so it's nice to be here with you today. I like to describe myself as Veronica's co-part in Innovate, so it's nice for her to have me here today as a co-host, even though I've not had much interaction with your cohort, unfortunately. But I'll just take you through the agenda today. This is the welcome. I'm going to do a Menti session in a second so that we can get some engagement going and answer some questions about your journey. We're going to do some shout outs celebrating you and all the fantastic things that you've done, which Veronica will expertly MC, I'm sure. And then we've got a motivational speech by Katerina, who's here with us today. I think she's already on the line, so hello. Can't wait to hear your speech later. And then we're going to do some networking, some breakouts so that you can discuss the programme. And then we'll come back together and you can share some thoughts that you've had and your aha moments, which is always a good closer. And then we've got a closing address by Emily Knott, who is Head of EDI Programmes at Innovate UK. So we're going to go into the Menti session now. So hopefully you've all used Menti before. It's menti.com. And then if you could enter the code 1558218. I'm pretty sure the QR code works, but do let me know if not. I'll just leave that up for a second so that you can get the code. So it's 1558218. So how are you all feeling today? Looks like a lot of you are going for it. We've got excited, happy, tired, meh, and not great. Quite a lot of you are happy, that's good. Some excited. Tired, tired's always a good one. I always feel a bit tired in the morning. I'll just give you another couple of minutes to get people on. Anyone having any issues? Are there any questions? Lovely. Well, the majority of you are happy or excited, so that's really fantastic. none of you are feeling like my grumpy bird, so that's great. I think that's 20. Oh, a couple more of you still going. Oh, one of you's in there. Oh dear. Hopefully you can boost your energy. Okay, I think that's most of you, so we'll move on. So our next question is, what has been your favourite part of being a Women in Innovation awardee? This is open text. You're free to put in more than one answer. I think you can have up to 3. So you feel free to write as many as you want. I look forward to seeing. Meeting wonderful people, absolutely. Being recognised, that's a good one. Feeling part of the cause for good, that's a nice one. Working with my edge advisor. Oh, that's nice. Mentorship, that's a good one. Financial support, always a winner. Talking to students in schools, oh, that's a good one. Benefited from the role modelling, that's nice. Meeting like-minded people. Having resources to make a difference and not being alone, that's quite nice. Support from KTN growth specialist. I think they're edge growth specialist technically, but that's the next one. Being part of change. Cohort support, yes. We love to hear how you love each other. Networking is always a really big part of the award, so lovely to hear how you all really value that. Being a role model, yeah, absolutely. Finding my tribe, that's one of Veronica's favourite quotes, I think, from the cohort. Pushing myself out my comfort zone, oh good. Self-confidence growing, excellent. Being able to afford to pay myself and not have to work in the pub while I develop my innovation, that's a good one. Glad we can help you. Open my eyes to equality, diversity and inclusion, that's a good one. Self-growth. Definitely some common themes coming out there, got some good answers. Just give you another couple of seconds if any of them want to chip in with anything else, but great experience, so that's good to hear. Lovely, thank you all for that. They're really great responses and look forward to going into that in more detail. So can you describe your experience of being an Innovate UK award winner in one word? Hopefully we're going to get a nice pretty word cloud for this one. Uplifting, fantastic. Inspired, yeah, that's a good one. I always feel very inspired by the cohorts and do fantastic things. We're connected, that's nice. Validating, confidence, opportunity, that's the one. Wonderful, oh, that's a really lovely one. Life-changing, excellent news. Wild ride, that's a good one. Growth, great. Unforgettable, excellent. Supported. I'm pretty sure on this one the words are bigger if more people have said that, so it's good to see that we've got a few people feeling inspired, supported and validated. Empowering, oh, I like that one. Confidence building. Door opening, oh, that's good. Lovely. Thank you all for that one. The next one we've got is, what has been your main learning during the programme? Again, this is open text, so you're welcome to write as much or as little as you want. Business, oh, that's a good one. Business skills, yeah. Gaining self-confidence. Your PCLs early. Excellent reminder. Have to pass that on to the new cohort. That's a good one. Teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely. I fully believe in that. Confidence, self-belief. I can inspire others. Leadership skills. That's good. Management of teams. Barriers and opportunities to make change around equality, diversity, and inclusion. Good one. Self-belief. Good. Then we've got some themes coming through. I'll just give you one in a minute or so. I really love the emoji with the PCR. I can do it. Absolutely. You absolutely can. You all can. You've done fantastic work over the year. Okay, I think we're ready to move on. So thank you for that one. Our next one is, what does community mean to you? So this is a word cloud again. So family, oh lovely. Brainstorming, that's a good one. Support, giving back, connection. Oh, support's getting bigger. A lot of you think that's a good word to describe it. A sense of belonging. Oh, that's nice. Giving back, inspiration, caring. Oh, that's good. Inclusive scheduling. An interesting one. Obviously, support and sharing are the biggest there. So a lot of you obviously are identifying with that one. That's good. Problem with the word cloud is it moves so much. I can never keep track of what ones I haven't said. Learning. Understanding. Yes, that's nice. Lovely. Well, thank you all for that one. I think this is our last one. How can Innovate UK support you in the future as part of the alumni community? So we want to hear about any ideas you have, what ways we can support, how you'd like to keep in touch. Yeah. Fair enough. Recognition, absolutely. In-person events, okay. Emails and tagging. Bridge the gap between idea and successful fundraise, okay. Introductions, celebrate our successes, absolutely, we love doing that. Do continue to let us know if you have any big achievements. We're always happy to share on social media. I think we've just got to tag Innovate UK and we'll share that. In-person events, okay, quite popular. Really need a choice of meeting times. I could never attend Thursday. Okay, a good point. Newsletter showcasing winners, that's a nice idea. Online sessions and catch-ups. Keep sharing funding, trading and networking opportunities. Investor networks. Follow-up events, raising our profile as we continue our journey, absolutely. Innovate UK Edge Growth Specialist. That's good that you've got a good relationship. Keeping updated with opportunities. Introductions to lovely angel investors. Yeah, that's a good one. Create connections that are sustainable over time. That's a nice one. Region-wise groups, yeah. Good suggestion. Lovely. Well, thank you for engaging. Oh, local meetups. send a list of contact details. Is that for Innovate UK or Innovate UK KTM? But we could certainly do that. Just give me another minute. Lovely. Well, thank you all for engaging with that. I look forward to going through some of those suggestions and seeing what we can do. Just got to go back on my presentation again now.
Thank you so much. It has been really great to see your input. And as I've mentioned on the chat, we will share the Menti results with all of you as the way I personally see it, as well as a nice memento for us all. And of course, we will take into account your suggestions going forward. Thank you so much for that. Very, very valuable. Now we have until about 10:30 now, so around 12 minutes. We would like to give them the virtual microphone to you for any shout outs, any kudos you may want to say out loud, any thank yous, anything you may want to share in the, like I said, in the next 12 minutes or so. So please feel free to unmute yourselves, feel free to turn on your camera if you feel like. Yes, Rita, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm going to give a massive shout out to absolutely everyone on this call. For me, this journey has been unbelievably transformative. It's changed me as a person. It's changed my business. We were at investment pitch day with Barclays yesterday. We were part of the Innovate Edge Investment Ready program. So there were a couple of investors that wanted to meet up with us there. There was a guy that had contacted me on LinkedIn prior to Women in Innovation who wanted to invest but wasn't quite sure. He's kind of watched our journey over the last year. By chance, he messaged again yesterday, and I'm meeting him next week. He's very clear that he wants to invest. And yesterday I had to kind of make a decision on the valuation of the company because we're about to do this investment. And I think I was still feeling not very confident or comfortable, thinking I can't possibly suggest my company is valued at this. And two of the potential investor is one of the most prolific games investors in the UK. He runs the UK Games Angel. He's my first investor, and he's like, no, you're being too conservative. You need to increase that. I'm going to invest in this. Everyone's going to follow me. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. So it's just been unbelievable. I can't even put into words what this program has done. And it's kind of really the confidence that I've gained from this, and just the grant writing technique has enabled me to apply for additional grants. So we got another 3 Innovate grants following this. So it's just been amazing. Thank you, everyone. And it's been so lovely, the support that we've had on the WhatsApp group. I still haven't finished my closing off report because there were so many of these investor meetings, and it's just been so collaborative, so supportive, so warm, generous spirited, the way the women have each helped each other and kind of shared experiences and stuff. It's been really, really special. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much, Rita. That's really lovely. And thank you for all your support as well. You've been always so proactive and so eager to offer back as well and to inspire hopefully other women and other groups of people as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah, one last.
I think we lost you, Rita, or is it just?
Oh, can you hear
You're
me?
back. Yeah. Oh, we lost you again. I think you're on and off. I would say, should we offer the opportunity to someone else?
Yeah, I mean, I was just more prize inspired by the.
Sorry, Rita, I think you're on and off. I think it may be, I think it's your connection. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, anyone else who would like to share anything, give any kudos, any thank yous, anything you feel like saying out loud? Feel free to unmute yourselves and fire out.
Hi everyone, really lovely to see you all. Just thanks everyone, you're just such superstars, you're amazing, you've made such a difference to just the confidence that I've had to just keep going. You guys are all so inspiring. Just wanted to put that out there because you're just fab. Oh, and also Innovate, you're also fab, thank you. it's not just all about us. You clearly, next week should be our first invoice going out for sales in the NHS. So that would not have happened without you. So that is absolutely amazing. So thank you.
Wow, congratulations. That's a great milestone. Well done, Jen. Thank you so much. Andrea, I think you wanted to say something as well.
Yeah, I can go. I would say that this last year has been absolutely incredible, and we would definitely not be here without the Innovate UK support. And I mean, you know, the financial support, of course, because it allowed us to build something, but also the growth specialist from KTN has been unbelievable in her support. And the fact that we managed to go from idea to actually bring something to the market and get our first clients within this first year has been unbelievable. I think it made us be more ready for investment, which we're planning to open towards Q4 of this year. But we would not be here without this support. So I will be forever grateful for that.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And we won't really be here without all of you, right? So thank you. Thank you. A big thank you from our side as well.
Can I also say, can you hear me?
Sure, we can hear you, yes.
Well, I also want to thank everyone in the group, especially the WhatsApp groups, and this award has been absolutely incredible to go from just an idea to actually creating a product to it being used. It's now currently being used with Ukrainian refugees coming from PTSD from the war, to actually see a product come to life and help people in real scenarios has been absolutely amazing. And to be on that journey with other women who've been so extremely helpful and supportive, I find it so inspirational to be part of this. So yeah, thank you so much. And for all your support, Veronica, as well. You've been very, very helpful.
Thank you, Nina. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Okay, anyone else? Don't be shy.
There's a lot to say, Veronica, so I don't really know how to put it in words in here, because this 1 year has been very incredible. As Nina said, like, you know, for me as well, it was straight from the idea stage to the development stage. And in this 1 year, we have achieved quite a lot. And I've been like writing in my social media board, and I couldn't still stop in this 1 month, like, you know. So the thing is, we have developed lots of employment opportunities, we have developed partnerships, and even we have done a project for Northumbria Police for dyslexic event. So we are actually looking at pitching with the Together for Children in the Northeast charity. So it's for Send Children. So we've been like having this, light, or like, you know, kind of a famous popularity like after this award. Until then, nobody knew us like much of what is Teeny Weeny We Are is. Now I think it has reached quite a lot of people, like in different parts of the world, I would say. And that is very, very happy actually. And we still have more responsibilities now to take it further. And so we can't stop here once the project is over. So it's just like, you know, it's just the beginning. And thank you all actually for kind support. And my fellow award winners, like, you know, they've been like very great support personally as well, right from Rita, you know, when I had a very tough time once with one of my investor, like, you know, so I had a talk with her to see like, oh, what I can do. And every single person, I can name many people. And thank you all actually, Veronica, whenever I get stuck, you know, I get to give you a message, and you always respond properly and on time. And thank you all very much for that.
Thank you very much, Vijay. I also read your kind of like roundup post on LinkedIn as well, and it brought a big smile on my face to see your reflections on what you've achieved during the, I guess, mostly focused on the 1 year program. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I know. So Leslie, you will be next. I just want to say thank you, Claire, as well for your input. You said I have had an amazing year, going from applying to get feedback and actually winning to see my app come to life is incredible. It has opened so many doors. We're really happy to hear that. And again, I'm always eager to see your new post on LinkedIn, Claire, as well. It's really lovely to follow you and all of you as well on LinkedIn. Thank you. Leslie, over to you now.
Hello, hi everybody. I just had my camera off because I'm not really in like social interaction mode. But I just wanted to give some shout outs. I want to give my first shout out to Steve McAvoy, who's amazing. I could not have done it without you. Just the monitoring support, helping me decipher the code. So, just very patiently walking me through every spreadsheet and every cell and every formula. That was amazing. I want to give a shout out to Claire, who inspired me. I remember during our first meetup, she had some challenges with public speaking, but then at the Women's Day, she just was a featured speaker or featured panelist and rocked it, and just so proud of you. And then I can't remember with whom I was doing British and American Sign Language during one of the events, but please hit me up in the chat. I was so happy to see the sign language interpreting at the event. That really, at the Women's Day event, that made such a big difference. And I think it's possible you don't even know what a difference it made, and you'll find out next year, how it absolutely changed someone's life. So thank you for making it an inclusive event. And then just for myself, our graduates who were certified through our program, we had the first 2 people get their Dolby Atmos certifications in Africa. The first 2 on the whole continent of Africa got their certificates through our program. The first woman in Germany, the first woman in Sweden got their certificates through our program. In terms of all women who got certified for Dolby Atmos, I think there's a total of 13, and 7 came through our program. So this was all thanks to the ability to get this program running with the support from Innovate UK. And then in The Guardian, just today, there's an article about how women music producers still make only 5% of producers in the country, but I'm part of a groundswell, and so this is definitely having impact. And thank you, everybody, and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you very much. It's really lovely, and well done, Leslie, as well. Really great, great impact, great achievements. I would love to continue this. I'm just mindful of time. Feel free to continue adding anything you may want to add in the chat as well. Now we are moving on to the next session. I'm happy to introduce our speaker for this session, Katrina Schmoki. Katrina, she's one of those remarkable women who is always eager to inspire, to offer back. She has been an amazing support for me personally on my previous role. She has been one of my, I would dare I say, my first allies, and it has been always great to just hear her. I find her so inspiring. We have 20 minutes in total, 10 minutes for her speech or so, followed by 10 minutes for any questions you may have for her. And feel free again to use the chat. Feel free to ask those questions out loud as well when she finishes her speech. Without further ado, Katrina, over to you.
Thanks very much, Veronica. Can I just check that you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Thanks, yeah. That's wonderful. I'm not going to bore you to death with my background and who I am, but I will invite you all to join me on LinkedIn, and you can share your link with me, and I would love to link with you. So what can I say? I'm so privileged to be asked to speak with you today. When I looked through the prospectus and I saw all the exciting ideas and concepts that this cohort is working on, I was asking myself, why do they want to talk with me? And my imposter syndrome certainly kicked in. I guess I have one advantage over all, if not all of you, and that is sadly age and lived experience of being a woman in business. My journey of over 38 years experience in business, I started when I was 4. Has shaped me as a businesswoman, and I've now transitioned from being at the sharp end to being more evenly paced role as a board director on 3 boards and an executive mentor full-time. So I asked myself, what could I talk to you about? How might I share some words of wisdom that could help you as you move into the next stage of your journey? I thought of several key skills that are important for you to grasp as you fine-tune your businesses, like informed decision-making, reasoned risk-taking, choosing trusted colleagues, and of course, the big one, the art of delegation. But I thought, what do I wish I'd known at your stage? And it came easily. I wish I knew more about navigating hurdles and blockers. You know, the kind of thing that crops up at the worst time and gets in the way of you being able to do your best work. We all have at some point come up against something, or dare I say someone, that puts an obstacle in the way of progress. For me, this would usually result in me having to expend a lot of energy that I didn't have. I have 3 children, all successful women in their own right. And I had a job that I unfortunately allowed to consume me. Later in my career, I would become known for running interference, which is the American football analogy for clearing blockers. So let me tell you of a story. Let me tell you of a story of a time that I delivered on an innovation and the lessons that I took from that experience of tackling the blockers. It takes place over 20 years ago, before there was an app for everything, and in particular in the early days of digital data and digitized maps, and way before Google Maps and Google Earth. I was leading a team of environmental scientists, and we were working in the early days of risk assessment for developing housing on land that had been contaminated by previous industrial use. A change to the Environmental Protection Act was coming in from Brussels and would have a huge impact on the responsibility of local authorities in designating land for future development. So this had a real societal impact. My small team, and I was part of a private company, a small private consultancy, my small team over a coffee break were noodling about this incoming legislation. And we realized there was an opportunity to automate the decision-making task for local authorities by using emerging digitized ordnance survey maps. And by using risk assessment techniques and algorithms, we thought we were onto something. And certainly none of our competition was talking about this. And we saw there was a gap in the market for this solution. Now, at this time, I'm leading a small team and I am a relatively small cog in a big private company. Was not my own startup. So I had to convince those in power that this was an opportunity. Guess what? They were not interested. Why? Because they didn't understand the gap, and to them it was not business as usual. So my first lesson was I needed to learn how to sell it to my bosses, who were not experts in the field, in a way that brought them along with me, and hope that they would see it was worth funding. Did I get any funding? No. So my second lesson was to use my network, and I went to an external colleague who worked for a local authority, the target audience, who I knew was also worried about how they would cope with the impending legislation. They could see the gap, but they also had no provision in their funding to pay us or anyone else to develop the solution. Third lesson, yes, it's painful, but try not to give up. However, 2 heads were better than one, and my colleague from the local authority had gone away, thought about it, and had looked down the back of the sofa and found some funding to throw my way to help develop a proof of concept. With that green light, I was then able to sway my bosses that if a client saw the gap, Could they help with some sales funding to develop this? Fourth lesson, sometimes people just see that you have something, even if they're not fully convinced. Those are good people to have in your network. So I'm now going to fast forward to the good bit. We hit the market with an automated digital tool, which attracted 9 clients within 6 months, and we had orders stretching into 7 figures. It was a pivotal moment. It was an exciting time. And what that time taught me was your own energy will carry you far. But with other people leaning in positively, you can go further. So navigating the blockers is a team sport and is key to success. I look back in that time in my career, and it's right up there with recent exciting times, like working for NASA on the Artemis program, or flying into the Gobi Desert to visit the world's largest copper mine. I think we all need those pivotal moments in our lives to realize how strong and determined we can be when we know we have something. I have had the benefit of 38 years experience. And as I said, including bringing up a family and surviving menopause. Yes, I say that because it was not the best time for me health-wise, yet I thrived through menopause and my courage spurred me on. As I say, I now look back and can see that those in the positions of power were actually watching me. They could see the impact I was making. However, some were great supporters and some were not. Some were jealous that I had been part of something that was a springboard for my career. Some wanted to join my team and share in the excitement, and some wanted to burst my bubble. Lesson 5, you can't dictate how anyone else feels, thinks, or acts. I, however, wish I had really understood that. And I spent too much of my meager energy reserves trying to bring the doubters around and convince those who were not on board that it was in their interests to invest in my success and the success of the tool. What was missing in my life at that point, remember 20 years ago, and we didn't have the benefit of the lovely cohort you've been a part of, was an external frame of reference, such as a business mentor, a personal coach, or someone who is looking out for you or me as a businesswoman. And that is what delights me to see the program that you have all been part of with Women in Innovation. Yes, I had a network at the time, mostly internal to the company I was a part of, and I did have some external colleagues from university or professional societies, but I didn't feel comfortable talking with them, and I didn't really appreciate there were mentors and coaches out there that you could bring to work with you or even hire to work for you. Fundamentally, I didn't want to share my reservations, thoughts, or ideas, as I felt that I was expected to have all the answers. Lesson 6 for me was, you never have all the answers, but I still like to think I do. My advice as I look back on those lessons is that we only have so much energy. And when I dialed in first thing this morning, you were all talking about how much energy you did or didn't have. So if there's one thing that is fundamental to success, it's managing your energy. Now, the key thing is, you are in control of how you use your energy. Be cautious of those who want to steal your energy or who deplete your energy resources for their own gain. Lesson 7, be aware of your energy and how you use it. Next is to maintain and nurture your network, especially the external networks who can advise you best and who have no agenda associated with your company or indeed who are close to you. Sometimes going to those who love us and asking them for business advice, in my experience, you're going to get one answer, and the one answer is they want to protect you. That might not be the business related advice that you seek. So find and lean on external perspectives. Build that network. Leaning on a mentor will, inside your world, will pay dividends. And you've talked about mentoring each other. You've talked about the support you've got from each other. I'm talking about the next level of mentors. I'm talking about somebody who really is external to you and your world and your perspective, because remaining connected with the external perspective is actually what will keep you real. So lesson 8, sorry. And you may be surprised to learn that good people want to be asked to share their perspectives. Lesson 8, has anyone who mattered to you ever said, go away, I don't have time to talk with you? Only a month ago, I was talking with the CEO of a private company I had only met a handful of times. He's only 43, so a little bit younger than me, and he's obviously got a lot of lived experience to go. But I was so taken with his perspectives, I asked there and then if he would mentor me. After he laughed and realized I was serious, he said he would be delighted. Lesson 9, ask, it won't hurt. And finally, lesson 10, be that external perspective giver to others, to your peers, your colleagues, and I guarantee you will derive so much additional energy from that interaction. It is my opinion that those who mentor make the best leaders of people. Society and the business world within it needs more compassionate leaders. I have confidence that this cohort is going to have a huge positive impact through your own businesses and for those businesswomen who follow you. Thank you for listening to me today, and I wish each and every one of you fabulous success with your innovations and business ideas. Remember, blockers are there to try you, learn to navigate with ease, and be the one to run interference for others. Thank you, and I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you so much, Katrina. Loads of amazing insights and tips to take away for all of us. Are there any questions for Katrina? Feel free to unmute yourselves and ask the question, or raise your hand if you prefer so. Yes, Andrea?
Hi, I think this journey and all the blockers that Katrina was talking about, I just feel that sometimes it's relentless in our journey as startups, and it almost feels like a roller coaster, because one day we're super happy we've made a sale, the next day there's something that doesn't go quite right. And sometimes it's really, really hard to manage that. So I think we need to figure out ways of managing that. And I don't know, maybe with our team, within ourselves. I don't have the answer myself to that. I've been at breaking point several times, but it's just really hard.
No, thank you for that comment. And can I just say, I do believe, as well as having short-term coping strategies for how you deal with, absolute real difficult situations, what I can say is you do develop a muscle. You start to build the muscle. You start to build resilience. For every single one of those situations that knocked you back, you bounce back. That helps you build and possibly navigate not to fall into the same problem, or you become more aware of how to tackle it the next time. Unfortunately, I don't know anybody who doesn't have them in their lives. I mean, if anyone knows the secret sauce to not having blockers, please let me know in the chat function. But I do believe that we need to take strength from the fact that you're learning, you're building that resilience. And in time, you'll sit here and you'll give a speech and you'll talk about times that you can share with others. And I think it is a little bit about the resilience and the fact that actually it's an integral part of the business world. you're always going to come up against situations that stop you in your tracks and sap your energy. But you'll get smarter about how you navigate them. Trust me, it will happen.
Thank you very much. I think Elodie was first with her hand up, and then Jen, you can ask your question after.
Hi everyone, thank you very much, Katrina, for your inputs. I was also at an event last week with some serial women entrepreneurs, and they were also talking about energy, and I think it's a very kind of important concept to understand how your energy reacts to others and how you can protect it. But my question was more on the mentoring aspect, because I've never really asked, and I definitely understand that, you know, you need to ask to see if it's going to work. I was just wondering if you had, what is the format of, you know, when you ask someone, then do you kind of suggest how to make it work? Can you just kind of share a bit more like concrete experience with your, the person you recently asked to mentor you?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing is don't reach out to a mentor just because you've got a burning platform situation and you need to go get it sorted. A mentor-mentee relationship is a kind of long-term, and it really takes time for a mentor and a mentee to develop that relationship and that bond where they can, and it's a mutual relationship as well. When I mentor, I receive so much back from that interaction. I think it's really important. So if I mentioned what I did with John, I maybe see him twice a year. We're both part of another community, another business community. And I said to him, hey, would you mentor me? We were talking about the fact that I'm a bit of a serial mentor. That's what I'm kind of known for, because I just love to sort of sidle up to someone, and before you know it, you know, we're talking. And so he said to me, he says, okay, great, I'll mentor you. He said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, could we maybe have a conversation at least every 2 months? And he went, sure. He says, great. And by the time I came home and I went on my computer, he'd put an hour in my diary and he said, this is our mentoring session. And he was holding me to account. And I think as the mentee or the mentor, you need to make sure that this isn't a coffee chat. This isn't, hey, let's meet for coffee, let's noodle. This is a proper conversation where you actually, it's a little bit like mindfulness. You have to step away and you need to sit still and you need to focus on the fact that for this hour, we're actually going to talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about. And that person is respectfully sitting there listening and then providing some inputs and perspectives. I think if you do it in the coffee sense of, I'll just meet you, we'll chat, then what's the differentiation between just developing a friendship and having a conversation or being a mentor-mentee? So I think it is little, that's why I say friends really aren't the best mentors, in my opinion, because they are emotionally connected to ensuring that the advice does not cause you any more grief than you're going through. Does that make sense? Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. I'm just conscious of time. Jen, feel free to ask your question and then we will close this session. If that's okay, Katrina as well, do you have a couple more minutes?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Jen.
Just very quickly on that mentoring kind of topic side, do you have a different mentor for those different topics that you're feeling that you need help with, or do you kind of, have you chosen people who are very kind of broad in their kind of offer?
Good perspective. So can I turn that around another way? So I mentor for 3 charities. Okay, so charities have approached me. So I mentor for a charity where their focus is mid-career women who perhaps whose companies have come to them and said, we'd like you to help that mid-career woman navigate promotion, navigate how to move forward. So there are situations where I am providing mentoring and the program is very specific about what they want. Another one I have it's much broader than that, and it's actually about people who are looking to navigate a different career, and they're looking for transformation advice, etc. So I do believe, I think you can seek a mentor for whatever purpose it is you want. The reason I wanted John to mentor me was because I left my full-time career a little bit earlier. I was only 55 when I took an early retirement opportunity, and I have moved into a new career, in a plural career, and I'm navigating all on my own. And what I have done is I've reached out and joined some communities, some business communities, where they offer mentoring for people like me. But actually, what I saw that I was missing was the perspectives of maybe a younger perspective of business. I want to remain current, so I went to him because he's, a few years behind me in the whole career, and I wanted to remain current with that excitement of business and not just be speaking to people who were like-minded. So I think it's a very personal thing. What I can say is that when I was working full-time, the company I worked for, they sent me on executive coaching 3 different times during my career. And that kind of showed me what the difference was between a coach and actually what I really felt I needed was a mentor. Right. A coach will make you do all the work, whereas a mentor will share their lived experiences in order to help you navigate. And I realized that that was what was missing for me. I hope that helps, but thank you.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Katrina, for your time, for your tips, for sharing your experience. We appreciate it. And we will certainly keep in touch. It's been really lovely to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck to everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Hi, Abby.
Welcome back. Hope you had a couple of good chats. You ready to come back and share? So we just thought we'd get some overviews from some of the groups just to see. I'm sure again there'll be some common themes, but it would be great to hear from you and anything that you discussed. Unfortunately, I don't have the list, so I'm just going to have to offer it out. Does anyone want to go first?
I don't mind going, but I'm conscious that I say a lot of times, so I don't want to say too much. But it was really great. In the first session, we were talking about how we manage stress, and actually it's all very well seeing like the highs, but actually there have been quite a few lows, and just coping with just the sheer pain of kind of getting to wherever you need to get to. And just now it was really helpful sharing some insight around whether you should raise investment, what that really looks like, how you manage those relationships. So that's really good.
Yeah, thank you, Rita. As a lot of people have said, it's like a roller coaster, highs and lows. So yeah, thank you. It's good that you can all talk to each other and you're in similar places. I think that's one of the best parts of the competition, that you get the peer-to-peer. Jen?
We just had a question about the Edge advisor. We all got on really well with our Edge advisors and wondered if we could carry on, or how we carry on that relationship, if we're allowed to, if it needs funding, if it just carries on and you can contact them. How does that work?
I'm not entirely sure. Either Emily or innovation and growth specialist. I think we need.
I'm happy to answer that one, if I may.
Lovely, thank you very much, Ledley.
So I'm continuing with all my 3. If you still need support, and especially if you still got ongoing grants, but if you're working on some R&D, etc., you still want innovation support and the wraparound and other services from Edge, then there's absolutely no problem in continuing. It just changes from women in innovation support to another high growth service, which could be internationalization, it could be access to finance, whatever it is that is your particular focus. So just talk to your IGS.
Perfect. Thank you, Leslie. I wasn't quite sure on the process, but yeah, please get in touch with your idea. Any other questions, or does anyone want to talk about their breakout room?
I think we were just reflecting on, you know, all the support we've got, which has been amazing. But one of the biggest things has been, I think, the camaraderie and support from the other women. And, you know, we have a little WhatsApp group, which is great. But we were sort of saying that we would love to arrange between us some kind of informal, probably local, so maybe some different groups, kind of catch-ups. People can kind of come and go as they please, you know, and just to kind of maybe have something standing in the diary that, you know, hopefully a few of us might get to even, and that might be nice to kind of keep the group going, and also to see people in person, because I'm conscious I haven't managed to do that with kind of a young baby, and also obviously just because of, you know, the way things have been, we haven't done much face-to-face at all. So we were saying that might be a nice thing to try and arrange between all of us.
Yeah, thank you, Abby. That's a really good suggestion. Yes, I think only one boot camp is usually in person. So yeah, it's a really good idea. It's helpful to do it kind of regionally, so that not everyone has to travel to one place, because we do fund from all areas of the UK. So yeah, that's a really good idea. I think they still have monthly catch-ups, Veronica. Is that still in?
Yes, we will continue the monthly catch-ups, at least for this full year. So you are more than welcome to continue to join those monthly meetings whenever you can, of course. And we've added a new cohort of women in innovation as well. So it would be a lovely opportunity for you all to, I'm sure they are curious to ask you, you know, things about your experience, about the support you've tapped into, any tips, any insights you have for them. And it's great for you to connect with them as well. And we do have a dedicated landing page for that, where you can read a bit about each and one of them, and also filter by sector and region as well. So if you are interested in any specific sector, any specific region, feel free to check the page out. I would like to add it on the chat. For whatever reason, my chat is just blocked. I just can't add things on the chat. So Alex, if you can add the link to the landing page. Sorry about that. It's really odd. It never happened before. That would be great, so that you have a quick access.
Yeah, I will
give you the quick link on the Zoom, Alex. So yeah.
Oh, you sent it to me. Oh, I was about to find it. Thank you.
So yeah, we will keep the meetings. Please feel free to join us each month.
There you go. Thanks, Veronica. Does anyone else want to go? Otherwise, I might just pick a random name on the screen.
So we discussed about from IP staff recruitment and the challenges, the mistakes, learnings. I think we covered quite a few in the couple of sessions. And the other one is like we discussed about awards, like Nimra and Claire won Northern Power Women Awards. So we discussed about that, and I even gave a collaboration proposal to Claire, so to see how it's going to go next. So yeah, it was really useful.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, PJ. It sounds like you had a really good session. Anyone else got any thoughts? If I'd really thought about it, I'd have listed the breakout rooms. Good about the look. Who can I see? Helen, hello. Do you want to come in?
Hi, yes, I think, yeah, the first chat I was in the same room with Rita, I think all of us feel sad. It's kind of, this is the kind of end of the program. I know we will continue the WhatsApp, but there's a kind of sentimental feeling that we are still living a program. We are still living a community, despite we know there are ways to move forward. But yeah, I feel I was quite down today, just feel sad that, yeah, that we are leaving the program, but we will keep in touch, I'm sure. So that's the first thing. Second thing is really the stress, up and downs, kind of, I just feel like if anybody has any kind of downtime, please reach out to any one of us. Just there are dark times, we need to talk to each other, and I'm sure all of us will be here to support each other. And yeah, I still remember that my friend kind of got into a very dark time that then she literally just shut down. And by that time, it was too late for me trying to do anything. So that's something I remembered. And anyone here, if you have very, very dark time, please reach out. I always have time to talk. Yeah, at least that's something I can always offer. Yeah, after all the emotional thing, let's get on with the practical thing, which is investors. It's quite interesting that we are all kind of most of us, I mean, after the program, we built our confidence, we built our market traction, we are more confident for sure. And now we are all talking to investors. That's progress itself, but doesn't mean it's getting any easier. In terms of through the program, I was saying that we talked to customers during trial, we were facing rejection, we got a few very positive customers, but it was like after kissing how many frogs, rejections. And now thinking we had that peak into salary, yeah, we are generating revenue, etc. And now talking to investor is another, like we have to kiss so many frogs. It's just sometimes feel like never ending kind of why. But anyway, that's the life of entrepreneurs. And I guess we are all sharing that part of down as well. I mean, we have successful story to inspire us to keep going. It's achievable, but I just feel like we do have that downtime as well. And it's interesting to hear that some of us decided, hey, forget about investors. We are going for organic growth. That's a very brave decision, and I absolutely support. And I'm thinking if we can keep doing that, why not? We will lose less equity. And yeah, that's the other kind of experience we all share with each other, to have a different view of this difficult journey. So that's the main thing we shared. I just feel like yeah, it's a sad meeting for me personally. I just feel I'm living something. But again, every time when I talk to all the ladies, I just feel, yeah, they give me the more energy. So yeah, thank you very much for the whole cohort. Amazing journey.
No, thank you, Helen. That's lovely to hear. I mean, not that you're sad, you're graduating, you're not leaving. We'll definitely keep in touch.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yes. Thank you.
Please don't feel sad. I mean, you still have one another. We are here as well. This is not the end of our relationship, not at all. We're here to support you as much as we can going forward. And yeah, just if you need anything, please do reach out. We are happy to be in touch and to help with anything we can. So please don't be sad.
Yeah, I know. This is a part of the thing. It's about that safe feeling, that I feel safe to reach out anybody, even after the program, to get support for sure. Thank you very much for offering that, everyone here, I think.
Thank you, Helen. Victoria, you've got your hand up.
Hey, just to reiterate, oops, yeah, I'm off mute. Just to reiterate, if anyone wants to reach out, please feel free to. I'm always very open to giving advice to Women in Innovation Award winners. Now, I heard about a WhatsApp group. Normally, I am all over WhatsApp groups, and I seem to have missed this one. So can somebody put my number on it? Who's in charge of WhatsApp?
I'm not sure. Maybe that will be.
I'll send the link. I'll send the link in the chat. I think there's.
Perfect. If you can
I
share
guess
the
someone's an admin on the group. How is it set up?
Oh, everyone's an admin.
How, I think, okay.
So I set it up, but then I added everyone as admins as well, so everyone can invite other people on the cohort.
All right. I seem to have just missed that somehow.
Okay, let me see if I can send it to you now, Victoria.
Thank you. I'll go get my phone.
I don't know if I have your.
Is there anyone in the same situation, not being on the WhatsApp group and wanting to join it? So Rita can.
Yes, I'd like to join. I'm not on the WhatsApp group.
I'll send you my number, and then then once I get your number, I can just.
Oh, through the chat. That makes sense, obviously. Right, okay. Oh, there's a link to an IUK KTN Women Innovation winners. Is that the new lot?
That's the landing page to the new cohort 5. Yes, they've just started officially the journey on 1st of April. So
exciting. So what do I do with the WhatsApp? I now WhatsApp you and say hi.
Yeah, if you WhatsApp me, Victoria, then I'll add you, and anybody else that wants to, you can add, any one of us can add.
Cool. All right. That's one of those processes with WhatsApp, isn't it? Because you have to add you to the address book. So I'll do that afterwards. I just make sure I copy your number. Thank you. That was it. Just a bit of admin my end. See if I can lower my hand.
Is there anyone else that would like to come in from their breakout session? Oh,
Yeah.
Louise.
I'm thrilled to hear how everybody would like to stay in touch in the future, and I wonder myself whether we have an opportunity as a group to be more visible. Not long ago, I heard the young innovators on the Today programme on Radio 4, and I think all of us probably have contacts in the media, and I think if we stand together as a group, we're all doing valuable things for society. There's so much good news. I'm sure we could start to be more visible in some ways if people are willing to do that or think it would help their businesses. In my case, I'm battling against buyers, you know, trying to sell healthy confectionery, and there is a sea change going on at the moment. But the story that we all have is so powerful. I'd be interested, maybe we can discuss it on that WhatsApp group and looking at how we could actually start to support each other in that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Louise. I think we're always very happy to include anything in the newsletter. So if you do have any successes or anything you want to highlight to us, then please let us know.
Cool.
We love keeping track after you've graduated the programme. Always exciting to see what you've gone on to do.
And also, please continue to tag us, tag Innovate UK KTN in every post that you add around your success, your achievements. We are more than happy to reshare that content to amplify the message and to amplify your profile going forward. So that would be my kind request and advice as well. And totally feel free to utilize the WhatsApp group, you know, to identify any strengths, anything that you can do together as a, you know, now, you know, graduating cohort of Women Innovation. There is more power when more of us come together, right? And you are an amazing cohort. So totally, I think that's a great suggestion, Liz.
Can I just confirm that the tags that you think we should use? Can I ask you to put them in the chat so that we make sure we get them right? I can't use the chat, it's very odd, but what I was thinking to do, we will send out to everyone a thank you email so that everyone has it, and those who are not able to register as well. And we will signpost you to the recording. We will share the Menti input as well, and also a message around, please feel free to continue to tag us, and then we will add everything needed as part of that email, if that's okay. For you to have. Yeah, great. So what I see you guys are on LinkedIn quite a lot. I think you're not on Instagram, you know, that kind of information, because different people have different handles on different places. And then yeah.
Sure. I think actually Innovate is on Instagram now, actually. But yeah.
You are?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, great. What are you? Who are you?
Innovate UK, I think.
That's simple. Right. Okay. Well done.
I'll have a quick look and I'll let you know.
Great. All right. Great that you're on there. When did that start?
I'm not entirely. We are Innovate UK. There you go.
We are Innovate.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to find you.
And then we are on Twitter, Innovate KTN. We are on Twitter and LinkedIn as well. So yeah, again, we will share the handles with everyone accordingly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vijay, you've got a question?
When Emily, Rachel, and everybody's here, we would like to request one little thing. I don't know if we can do. it would be really good if you can give us some kind of an award certificate or something so that we can frame it and put it at the back of my office. This is something we really want to have because that shows the completion of the project, because we can say like, oh, I won this award, but I can't prove that I have completed it for further research, because we have been like trying to apply for further fundings to the different universities from different countries actually. So how am I going to tell them that I completed it successfully? So that's something like we want to put a request through. I know you haven't done it before, if I'm right, because even we requested the same to monitoring officer as well. But if we can get something like, we can actually treasure it definitely. So we promise. So that's my
that's a really good point. We can certainly look into that.
Yeah, I'm happy to design it. If you're looking for someone, if that's a block, then don't let that be a border. But if you have your own in-house designers, that's fine. But I'll design something that's nice and easy to put up.
Thank you. I think we do have some. Do we have an email banner that you can?
Banner,
yeah.
No, we also have like a certificate already.
Oh,
sent out. I'll show you mine. Wait.
Everyone received a certificate at the start as part of the assets that we shared with all of you.
It comes with our name already.
But we didn't share like a completion certificate, so we need to look into that. And Victoria, I can be you because you kindly offered to design it, so we can. I mean, I can take that as an action for me to look into it, and I can check with my marketing colleagues as well if they have the resources to do it in house. If not, I will reach out, Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you. And great idea, by the way. Great suggestion.
Yeah, great idea. I like it. I think we're now at the part where Emily is going to give some closing remarks. So I'll hand over to Emily Knott.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, well, gosh, it's so lovely to be here, to be part of the event, to listen to everything that's been spoken about, hearing from all of you. I loved the opening sessions, all the Menti stuff and the feedback there, and then the shout outs as well. And Helen made me feel a bit sad actually during the end. I was feeling we're all happy up to that point, but I get your point about coming to the end. There is a sadness involved in that as well. So it's really humbling to hear from all of you, and as ever, it's completely inspirational and uplifting for us at Innovate UK. Being part of this programme and helping to support you. It's amazing that we're able to do that. We can open doors for you. We can get to know you better and help the rest of the world to get to know you and your stories. And really that's what this is all about. So some of the important points that I guess I've noted today, listening to everything that's being said, first and foremost, what a bunch of wonderful people that are involved in the programme. So not just our award winners, obviously you are wonderful, but actually all of the people that are working to support you as well. And it was incredible to hear all the positive statements about monitoring officers and innovation growth specialists and the team here. All of us together, the energy, bravery, openness and kindness of all those people. I think it's just fantastic to see. Within our award winners, there is this incredible power for positive change, and to be a cause for good, and giving back not just to each other but actually to that wider society, and all the work that you do around that in terms of promoting equality, diversity and inclusion in innovation. And brilliant that we can recognise and validate you as incredible innovators, business leaders and change makers. So yeah, I guess this is the end formally of your awards, but it's certainly not going to be the end of our relationship with you, and we need to make sure that that stays true. As a team, we've been doing some work recently actually looking at how do we work better with our alumni from the programs that we support. What more should we be doing? And it's definitely an area where we'll be putting more resources for the future. We haven't paid enough attention to this in the past, and we've now got actually a significant community that we have built up that have been through our programs. So why do we need to do that? Well, we need to make sure that we are keeping up to date with your successes and that we can promote that with you and amplify that success through our channels to help you, but also to help us. It's definitely a two-way benefit in terms of doing that. We want to be able to introduce you to investors, lots about investment, but also other contacts. I know the point about not everybody is looking for investment. There are other routes for you to grow your businesses. So how can we help you in those next steps with other points of contacts, connections that maybe aren't part of the investment community? Future meetings and get-togethers, how can we facilitate that and ensure that that happens? And how can we, as a kind of special group that we work with, how can we make sure that you hear first about opportunities that are going to be relevant to you and help you going forward? So we absolutely want to continue to help you, and we're going to need you to help us so that we can help you and everyone else as part of our EDI programs going forward. So at the recent event on International Women's Day, I know that not all of you were able to take part in that, but if you did watch the recording while you were there, you will have seen that Christine Boyle was actually part of the event. Now, Christine was one of the very first award winners through our program. So that's just an example of, we're still kind of asking women who we worked with in 2016 to get involved in events, come and speak, tell us about their updates, what their successes are, trying to maintain that relationship. And that's because we need to show the importance of you and the work that you're doing to the UK economy and society. And then that gives us the evidence that we can then use to say, look, we need more money to put into programs like this. They're really important. So you've probably heard me talk about this before, but I started working on EDI programs at Innovate UK back in 2016. And when I started, it wasn't a full-time job. It was a project on the side of another job that I was doing at the time. And Women in Innovation was the first initiative that I rolled out. And right away, very, very quickly, it grabbed a lot of attention, and really good attention. So obviously, we had loads of women innovators that saw the programme and wanted to get engaged, which was fantastic. And that was absolutely what we wanted to achieve. But also, really importantly, we had senior people inside our organisation saying, oh, hang on, this is going very well. And government, government stakeholders wanting to know more about what we were doing. It was different, it was something new. And we also had lots of other organisations across the UK asking us about what we were doing, and interest from overseas as well, which was fantastic. Innovate UK is a very different place today to the one in 2016 when I started out. And actually, we are focusing far more on promoting equality, diversity and inclusion. And, I've now got like a considerable team working with me on this agenda. Wouldn't have been able to do that, wouldn't have been able to grow this area within Innovate UK and the significance of that without all of you and the previous award winners that we've supported through the programme, because it's the work that you do, the successes that we can tell people about, that how the support through our programmes is adding that value, that benefit, that impact that allows us to kind of grow in terms of the programmes that we can put in place. Over the years, I have, on the one hand, been so proud of what we've achieved with Women in Innovation, young innovators as well. Very focused, targeted support that has had a massive impact on our award winners and also the wider community. But at the same time, I've been frustrated because I've wanted to do so much more. And I felt a bit like, well, we've got our programs and we still, we can support relatively small numbers of women or young people that go through the program at a particular point in their business journey. What happens to them next? What happens to like trying to pull more women, for example, into innovation for the future? Why can't we do more to help with that? Because we're only tackling one part of a very big problem here in terms of improving diversity and inclusion within innovation. So yeah, it's been really fantastic, but at the same time a bit frustrating. So I'm really excited right now because we are moving beyond the work that we've done in the past. We're going to be transforming the work that we do around equality, diversity and inclusion. And we're introducing a mission called Knows No Limits, which again, I think some of you have heard me talk about previously. But ultimately, what we're trying to achieve there is a mission to unlock the power of untapped talent for innovation in the UK and create a fairer and more resilient future. So the vision we have is that we have this connected, inclusive innovation system where anyone can contribute to innovation and everyone will benefit from innovation. We build a supply of skilled people that are very closely matched to the needs of innovative businesses and the future of innovation in the UK. And we ensure that support, funding and investment reflects the diverse talent that is available in the UK. And this mission is not something that Innovate UK is going to be working on in isolation. And that's the point. This is the, we've got to kind of move beyond what we can do, the levers we have, the influence we have, the connections that we have. Yes, we've got a really, really important role to play in the work that we do, but there's all of these other organisations that can play a really critical role in this much broader agenda that actually, if we're going to change the system, we need to think bigger and we need to adopt this mission approach. So we're building a coalition of partners under this mission. And it's very exciting. It's very ambitious. It's the start, very much, and it's going to evolve over time. We are going to go public with this and start rolling it out very shortly. But it's definitely, this is a long-term game. This is not a 2-year program. This is a, 10, 20, 30-year mission that we're trying to pull together here. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of resources. It's going to take a lot of organizations coming together, working differently, trying things, working in a different way, piloting things, experimenting, collaborating, aligning and connecting the support that we can provide, the influence that we can have, so that it's much more powerful and makes a bigger difference, creates that positive change faster within the innovation system. So I know that several of you talked about next steps for your businesses and links with investors. And as part of the work on Knows No Limits, I think that will be very relevant for a lot of you will be our work on an investment partnership program. We're onboarding investors at the moment that are interested in accessing diverse deals and finding new talent that kind of isn't reaching their doors. And we will be kind of doing more on that agenda, and we're putting in place an investor readiness program as well that will be taking hundreds of companies through. So yeah, I'm hoping that will be an opportunity for lots of you, but very much I noted what some of you said about investment not being the route for you. So as part of this coalition, it won't just be about investors. There'll be other partners who I'm sure will be in a good position to think about next steps and how you can grow your business through other routes that don't include investment. So I need to say a few thank yous. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Catriona for her wonderful presentation to us all. I want to thank the monitoring officers and innovation growth specialists that have worked with our Women in Innovation Award winners. Thank you for all the fantastic support that you provide. I need to say thank you to Veronica for pulling this event together and all her work to support all of you. Alex and Rachel, similarly, thank you. And Chloe, who's behind the scenes, but is, really, she puts all the work into putting these events together and making sure that they run smoothly. Thanks, Chloe. And obviously, thank you to all of our fantastic Women in Innovation Award winners. So I know that there are many more successes to come for all of you, and I look forward to hearing about all of this and to continuing what is a very special relationship that we have with all of you. And it's a very important relationship too. So thank you. That's all I was going to say. I don't know if people, I think some hands are up with questions maybe for me, which I'm happy to take. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed today. So it's been brilliant.
Thank you so much, Emily. Really, really great. And I'm just conscious of time. We can stay, let's say, 3 more minutes. Those of you who really need to leave, please feel free to do so. Big thank you for joining, and we will certainly keep in touch. Thank you. And I know, Victoria, you have your hand raised, so please go ahead.
Well, first of all, Emily, congratulations on an amazing scheme. I hadn't quite realised that you founded it from a back room and that it's expanded into this. So first of all, thank you for doing that. And congratulations, and it's well deserved that it's expanding so quickly. And I'm really intrigued by this new Limits initiative. It sounds incredible, and it sounds like you've got a lot of learning applied into it. And my question is, how are we involved? How are we able to get involved from the outset as kind of part of alumni from Women in Innovation?
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. And as I said, we are very much at the beginning of this. So the idea with this mission is it's co-developed and co-owned by the system. So it's not Innovate UK in the middle saying this is what needs to happen and this is what everybody needs to do, because that's not going to work. It's got to be something that we create together. So absolutely. So let's work out what the role is and how we engage you, as you said, as a community, and help to ensure that we shape this with you and with others. I mean, this is all about kind of addressing underrepresentation and groups that are overlooked in innovation, and making sure that we're harnessing all the potential of that, diverse talent that exists. If we're not engaging with people like you, then we're not going to kind of understand how to do this in the right way. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you've got an amazing resource if you are looking at it in this way, of people who are not only willing to give back. I mean, I certainly am, in terms of mentorship for other people and whatever you need, please let me know. I'm really happy to help. But equally, I still need help, and I imagine I speak for like lots of other women in the room today.
Yes.
We still need help for like the next stage.
Yeah.
So I'm again, I imagine that I'm probably speaking on behalf of a lot of people, and they're really happy to give back and support, but also really in need of continuation of support in the next step, and can certainly help guide on things that, in terms of investors as well, and what choices are made. Investors, they can be great, and they also can be not great. So it's quite a personal choice. And it depends where people are. So thank you. And what do we look out for? I mean, in terms of, is there a date or what do you think?
Yeah, well, so dates wise, to be honest, it keeps shifting because it's so complicated on what we're trying to achieve and getting kind of like the messaging and everything together. But at the moment, the plan is end of June. We will start talking about this publicly, but that, as I said, is really just the start. And then in terms of kind of bringing different groups and communities together, I mean, that's going to be happening kind of over summer towards autumn. But I hear you, and you're right. You are we see you as helping, obviously, to amplify what we're trying to achieve and show, if we do this mission right, here are some of, look at these examples of amazing women leading businesses that are going to transform what we're able to do in the UK, because there's a story there that we want to make sure is very visible. But at the same time, as you said, it's a two-way benefit. So we want you to benefit and make sure that you're able to shape and influence what happens, not just by Innovate UK, as I said, but that like much more broader, who are the other organisations that could be helping you and supporting you in your next steps, and how do we influence that to happen? So.
Amazing, sounds incredible. Thank you, and congratulations.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really conscious of time. I don't want to keep anyone more. I can see some of you writing in chat. I'm happy to support.
I think I said, did I say, Veronica, I won't talk for very long. Did I then go on and ramble on forever?
Great. It's been a great, great conversation. And I know how it is when you have so much to share, it's never enough time. So No worries at all. It's been
Well, I
great.
was making lots of notes as we were going.
Just final from me, thank you so much for being who you are. It's been an absolute pleasure to support you, for me, for my colleagues. Thank you to everyone involved in this amazing program. And again, please keep in touch. We will do our part to keep in touch, but we do need, of course, you know, your willingness to stay in touch as well. And we will send a thank you email to include various resources and notes and the mentee results, like I've said. So yeah, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the bank holiday weekend, and speak soon. Thank you very much for everything.
Thanks, all. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.